Until now, we've studied parametric modeling and shapes such as boxes, cylinders, etc., and objects that aren't editable. But now we are going to learn how to edit objects and also how to create an editable mesh. We'll do this using a very important modifier, that is edit poly. Go to Edit and select Edit Poly from our modifiers. Let's take a look at how this works. Go to Selection. Here we have something similar to what we had with the splines. There are icons that are repeated. Only this time the sub-objects belong to a parametric object. So let's see what sub-objects make up our object. Let's start with the vertices as we did before. We can just select all of them or one by one. The next thing we have are the segments. Like in the splines, we can select them separately or all together, however you like. Then we have polygon, but we leave that for later. Polygons are the faces, the polygons of the shape that we created. These here. And finally, we have our elements. In this case, the cube. Select polygon and erase one of the sides of our cube. Press any face and delete. Everything we have inside isn't visible geometry. The geometry is on the outside. So the third sub-object of Edit Poly is the border. Let's select this. Border only works when the geometry is open, when there's a border around it. In this case, we could select this, but it wouldn't work here. It won't let us select. Remember, only parts with open geometry. Let's create another box. Just put it to the side so we can understand the final sub-object. Select the box with Edit Poly, and if you select Element, see that you only have one element. Edit Poly has another function that we'll find in this window. And that's Edit Geometry. And this tool is Attach or Detach. If you select Attach, you can select any other shape, and this would be added to our main shape. So I'll press Attach and select the new box. Now it's attached. Now unselect this and see how if our element is selected, Edit Poly recognizes two elements. Now this belongs to one shape. If you place a cursor over, you see that it's one shape with two elements. We can also detach an element. Now they're back to being two independent shapes. Let's attach this figure and select Elements. Then select Detach. You can detach in different ways. So you can do it as we just did before, separating them as a new object. You can also detach separating as an element. For example, you could select polygon, select this side, and detach this as an element. Okay. And now if you go to Elements, you see you have the element that is the box, a separate element that we detached, and the rest of the box, 3 elements. You might want to detach as a clone. So in Settings, again, detach and detach as clone. Select OK. We can't really see it that well, but we do have a new shape, which is what we've cloned. The polygon we cloned. We also detached. You could detach the whole shape, but we've detached just a polygon. We might want to detach this box and have an exact copy. Go back to our shape and select Elements. This is our element. We could even select it with polygon. We could select the whole box with polygon. Go to Settings, Detach as Clone. OK. Unselect Polygon. Always remember to unselect the sub-objects. And now you have an exact clone of the shape that you detached. Simple. Later on, we'll see other functions, while we are doing a practical exercise to make it easier to understand.